What's up guys, Kartak here, and today I'm here with another Digimon deck profile. Today we will be going over the Twilight deck. So you guys saw a Blue Flare deck in the previous deck profile, and you're seeing a Twilight deck in this deck profile. Next we'll probably be doing a Twilight Blue Flare deck. But yeah, let's go over this deck first. This deck is also really fun. I'm not as fond of this deck as I am with Blue Flare though, but this deck is still pretty good. This deck plays a little bit more defensively, and it slowly builds up your field until you overwhelm your opponent with your DarkKnightmon and stuff. So with these Digimons, we're running 4 of the Pokemon. Just helps you look at the top card of your deck, and then if it's a black Digimon card, you can add it to your hand. This deck runs only black Digimon, so it's going to be pretty easy to do. So we are running 3 of the DarkKnightmon X Antibody. So this card lets you return a black or purple Digimon other than this card from your trash to your hand, and then you can, if you have DarkKnightmon or X Antibody in your source, you can delete a tamer and then suspend this card. So you can either delete your opponent's tamer, or if your opponent doesn't have tamers, you can delete your own nanas to extend your turn. So overall, it's really good. And then on deletion, you can play a DarkKnightmon from your trash without playing its memory cost. So yeah, he's very versatile. I quite like him. Next, for the level 5s, we're going to be running 4 of the DarkKnightmon from BT10. So this DarkKnightmon lets you de-digivolve on play, and then if you digicross, you can delete one of your opponents that's 5 cost or less. And then during both turns, when this card would be deleted, you can return a level 4 or lower black Digimon from this card's source to your hand, and then you can play a Skullknightmon or Deadly Axemon from this card's source without paying its cost. So this card helps. This card is good. The old one is a bit better because it lets you play both, but this one lets you reuse some cards and put it back in your hand. So both are okay, and this one also has lets you digicross as well as has a Twilight in its traits. So it's useful, more useful in some occasions, but we'll be going over the other level 5s as well. So next we're running the EX-04 DarkKnightmon. We're running this at 2. So on play, this card gets blocker, and if you digicross, you can de-digivolve 1. The blocker is kind of redundant because we do have Nene in this deck, so it gives it blocker anyway. And then when this card's deleted, you can open the top 2 cards of your deck, and then you can grab a Twilight or Blue Flare and add it to your hand and discard the rest. Alright, so next for the other level 5s, we're running 2 of the BT7 DarkKnightmon. Thankfully, the new cards does specify DarkKnightmon in its name, so this card can still get the buffs. But on play, you can you can grab a Skullknightmon and Deadly Axemon and put underneath this card's sources. And then on both turns, when this card would be deleted, you can play your DarkKnightmon and Deadly Axemon back from this card's source in suspended position. So this card doesn't have digicross, so it makes the 7 cost a little bit more expensive. But if combined with this one, you can play for free, which is pretty good. So I still think this one has its uses because unlike this one, which only lets you play one, this one lets you play both materials. So if you're not playing a deck that has minus DP, like Rune Mode, you should be pretty safe. For the level 4s, we're going to bring 4 of the DarkKnightmon Big Axe Mode. On play, you can search basically all your dark. I'm not gonna go over all the effects because they pretty much just let you search all your search for Deadly Axemon and your Skullknightmons. Same with this one. This one on play lets you look at the top card of lets you search for Nene instead. So most of your level 4s will be helping you search for your other combo pieces, and your Deadly Axemon from EX-04 will also help you. It helps you discard and it helps you draw. So it helps you pile your trash, which is important because this deck can digicross from trash. So getting that hand advantage is also pretty important. And when it's deleted, you can look at the top card of your deck and then grab a Blue Flare or Twilight card to your hand. Next, we're also running 2 of this Skullknightmon from BT7. Mainly it's here for the Security Check +1. So if you don't like this card, you can choose to cut it out and run more options and whatnot, but I quite like the security check +1, so I'm keeping it in here. And we're also running one of the jamming DarkKnightmon that's riding the horse. So it gives you jammer and blocking. So in addition to having jamming, the other good thing about this card is you can digivolve on top of your other level 4s for 1 cost. So if you're kind of bricking, you can use this to pay 1 cost just to digivolve on top, and then you can do something like this. You can have jamming with 2 security checks. So pretty good. Only running 1 though because we don't really have too much space, but this is a nice one-off to play. And it's also treated as a DarkKnightmon and a Deadly Axemon, so you can use it for digicrossing if you're missing any of the pieces. Next, for the level 3s, we're running 4 Monitormon, so this helps you search for your Twilight and your DarkKnightmon and your Deadly Axemons. So you can grab 2. This is similar to the Hakmon from BT6. Other level 4s, we're running 4 Chikurimons. This is here for as a security bomb. Works pretty well, and yeah, mainly just here for the security bomb. Another security bomb we have is actually Dorumon. So this card is the security rookie from the Rising Wind or the promo pack from before. Basically, when this card is checked, you can look at the top card of your deck. If it's level 4, if it's a 4 cost or lower Digimon, then you can play it for free. If not, you can add it to your hand. So this card has a lot of good applications. If your opponent hits into this, since we have a lot of costs for level 4s, most of the time if you get them off, you'll be able to get the on-play abilities. What you're mainly hoping you'll hit is any of the searchers, so you can get start your next turn with advantage. Next, for the tamers, we're going to be running 4 Nenes. A lot of times you can get popped with DarkKnightmon if your opponent doesn't have any tamers on the board. So you can use her to refund your memory. But another really important effect is that she gives all your DarkKnightmon and Twilight cards blocker. So as you guys noticed, a lot of times when your Digimon dies, they spawn other pieces back out on the board, so you can use those as blocking materials. We're also running 2 of the Kiriha and Nene. This one helps you digicross from your trash, and it helps you get extra memory on your turn. So we don't have too much space to run a setter, so I chose not to run it. And yeah, if you guys want to run setters, you guys can kind of adjust the ratios on your own. Next, we are running 2 Undying Kings. This just lets you play a DarkKnightmon from your trash by paying its cost. And then it has the digicross requirements. You can also use the requirements from your trash. So if you have Nene on the field, this card ignores the color requirements. So it's pretty good. But if you are playing the old DarkKnightmon, you are going to be paying a lot of money, but it's okay. I mean memory, not money. Next, we're running 2 Pride Memory Boosts. This card is made for this deck, pretty much. This deck, again, this deck has a lot of low costs 4 or below Digimon, so odds are you got pretty high odds that you're gonna crash. You're gonna hit into one of your combo pieces. But when it whiffs, and it's okay. You can still trash those cards back into your trash those cards, and then you can maybe set it up for a future play. And last but not least, we're running 2 of the X-Antibody. This card is still really good with the DarkKnightmon X-Antibody. So running 2 of these in case you don't have enough memory and you still want to attack before passing turn. You can digivolve into this, and then since this will unsuspend itself, you can have it as a blocker next turn if you have a Nene on the field. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this deck, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Next will be a Twilight and Blue Flare build, but I quite like. I was reading some of your comments, and you're right. I think the decks individually plays a lot better since they have more synergy with each other, and the Twilight Blue Flare build feels a little more bricky than just building it by themselves. So I decided to build three decks just to try them all out. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the deck profile, guys. If you guys enjoyed it, feel free to use the links down below. But this is Kartaku, and I'll see you guys next time.